Good morning, yogi family from Lucerne, Switzerland. It is my third day here in Switzerland, and I've been traveling and hiking and doing loads of fun activities, and so I am starting to feel sore. This morning we're going to do a yoga practice that will get into hips and do some spinal twists and help get you loosened up to conquer your day, whatever you're doing today. So let's get into the mindset. Find yourself seated on your mat so that both hip bones can reach the floor. If you need to have a block or a bolster under your hips to assist, just make sure you are comfortable and you may feel grounded. Bring your eyes to close and feel your hip bones making contact with the ground or your block. Find your spine to be straight and long, the top of your head reaching towards the sky. Once you find yourself situated, focus in on your breath. Simply notice your breathing pattern. It's too early for judgment, so cast that aside and just allow yourself to be. Start to bring your breath into your belly. For deep belly breaths. In through your nose, out through your nose. If your mind has strayed, bring it back to your body, to the earth below you, to your own contact with your own skin. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up and over your head. And exhale, hands through heart center, prayer pose. Another breath in. And exhale. Bring your right hand to the mat out to the side of your hips. And let your left hand swing up and over your head to grab the opposite side. Lengthen your neck and your spine and gently pull your head, your left ear towards your left shoulder. Gentle here. We're working out all the kinks from sleeping, and your muscles may be quite tight. If you'd like to feel this stretch a little deeper, walk your right fingers out away from your hips, keeping your abdomen engaged. Inhale, left hand rises up and over and comes back to the ground. Right arm swings up and over your head to grab the opposite side of your head. Reach your right ear towards your right shoulder. Maybe walking your left fingertips away from your body. Continue to breathe. and release, bringing both hands back down to the mat. You can drop your chin towards your chest, gently, gently. Roll your chin towards your right shoulder, keeping it dropped, and towards your left shoulder. Come back to middle and bring your head back up. You can tilt your head backwards, lifting your chin. And exhale, come back to center. From here, arms come up over your head, inhale. Exhale, drop your left hand to your left knee, right hand comes behind you. Inhale for length, exhale to twist. Inhale, arms back over your head. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale for length, exhale to twist. Inhale, arms back over your head. Right hand extends out beside you. Reach out as far as you can. Left hand reaches up and over, looking up towards your left arm. Inhale through center, doing the same thing with left hand reaching out far away, right hand reaching up. Look up towards your right arm. Inhale, arms up through center. Exhale, hands down in front of you. Walk them forward. You can try to bring your head towards the ground. Inhale, walk your hands back in towards your body. And place your feet on the mat in front of you. Hands can go behind you, behind your hips. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. Knees come to the right, to the left. Loosening up those hips just a little bit more before we get going. All right. We are going to come into our tabletop position. Hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Cat-cow. First, find a long spine, reaching your head towards the front of your room or your space, your tailbone reaching back. We are finding much length in our spine. Keeping this length the entire time, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your head. Exhale, round into your spine, drop your tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, curve your spine up. Now do this a couple more times to your own breath. Find some organic movement here. Do it the spine once. I like to move my hips back and forth, side to side. I like to draw circles with my spine. Do what feels good to you for the next couple of breaths. Excellent. Bring your right hand under your chest on the mat and lift your left hand up towards the sky, opening up your chest. Can you look towards the sky? On your exhale, drop your left hand down and under your right arm, thread the needle, bringing your left ear to the mat. Push into your left arm to further twist. Push into your right hand next to your face to rise back up into your counter twist, back to where we start. Switch hands, left hand goes under your chest, right hand rises to the sky. Exhale, thread that right arm under your left shoulder. Now notice if your hips have shifted over to the left. Bring them back over to the right if they have. Inhale, and on the exhale, push into that right arm. Further twist. Can you look up towards the sky? Bring your left hand next to your face and push in, counter stretch, right arm reaches towards the sky. Both hands down to the mat, tabletop pose. Keep your knees where they are, walk your hands forward, puppy stretch, bring your chin towards the mat. If you would like to deepen the stretch in your lats, bend your elbows, bring your hands together, and reach them towards the back of your neck. If your elbows were bent, straighten out your arms again. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, back through tabletop pose. Let's get into some hip openers. Lift your left knee up behind you, keeping your leg bent. Now bring it back to the mat. Now open up your left knee so that your leg comes out to the side, keeping your hips level and your core engaged. Okay, so we've gone backwards and now we've gone to the side, so we're going to draw some circles. Draw that knee in towards your body, up behind you, and draw a nice big circle out to the side, maybe trying to reach towards your elbow with your knee. Let's do 3 circles here on your own before switching direction. Okay, switch direction. Slow and controlled. Good job. Bring that knee back down. Right knee lifts up behind you, leg bent, core engaged. And back down, lift it out to the side. Good, and back down. Now let's draw those big circles. 3 per direction. And switch. Good. Both knees on the ground, both hands on the ground. Now we're going to sit back on towards your heels. You can sit with your toes untucked, or if you'd like a stretch in the bottom of your feet, tuck your toes under. This can be intense, so go to your level, sitting on top of our toes. Hands come to prayer pose in front of you, and lace your fingers. Draw some big circles with your wrists. We're going to do a lot of work on our wrists today, so it's important that they are adequately warmed up too. Switch directions. Push your hands away from you in this interlace position. Now bring them towards you. You may hear some cracking and popping. I know I do. Okay, bring your hands back to the mat, but closer to your knees than before. We're going to push forward to stretch out our forearms. Now put your fingers facing the outsides of the mat to the sides and draw some circles with your shoulders around your wrists. And another direction. Can you flip your fingers all the way around so that the palms, the inside of your wrist is facing forward and your fingers are pointing right at your knees? This might be intense. Try to sit back onto your heels and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Some fun machinery coming around. Release the pressure. And you flip to the back of your hand so that your palm is facing up, but your fingers are still facing towards your knees. We're so grateful for our morning park cleanup crews. Now sit back towards your heels. Excellent. Come back through the tabletop pose. Lengthen your left foot long behind you, your toes tucked, and push back into your heel. Get a stretch long on your calf and your hamstring, and pushing into my hands a little bit to push back. Now, if you'd like a side stretch, we're going to shift that left foot over towards the right side behind us. We're going to get a stretch in our left side body and look back towards that foot. Bring that foot back to its original position and now into tabletop position. Right leg extends back. Push into the heel, stretch out your calf and your hamstring. Now look over to your left, over your left shoulder, push that foot out to the left side of your body. Right side body stretch. Okay, bring it back to center and tabletop pose. Tuck your toes under, push into your toes to lift your knees up off the mat. Hovering here, core is engaged. Straighten out your legs, hip rise to the sky. You might want to adjust your hands if you need to. First downward dog. Pedal out your feet. Hello, downward dog. This is your downward dog. So feel into it. Reach your chest towards your knees. Let your neck be long, shoulders away from your ears, fingers wide and pressing into the mat. Keep breathing and find stillness in your downward dog. Walk your feet with as many steps as it takes up towards your hands. Forward fold at the top of your mat. And ragdoll fold. You can bend your knees as much or as little as you like. Grab opposite elbows. Remember to breathe. Shake your head no. Nod yes. Make sure your head is really limp. There's a lot of tension in our necks. Can you release it? Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Very slowly come to a standing position, pushing into your feet. Can you be slower than me? Shoulders come up towards your ears and roll back onto your back. Palms shine forward. Crown of your head reaches towards the sky. Look straight ahead. Feet, all corners of your feet are grabbing into the earth. Tuck your tailbone, micro bend in the knees. Chest shines forward, mountain pose. Inhale, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, grab your right hand to your right wrist, reach up towards the sky and bend over towards your right. Keep your hips facing forward, make sure they're not twisting. Inhale back up through center, switch your grip, left hand onto your right wrist, pull it up towards the sky before bending over to your left. Inhale back up through center, cactus pose, micro back bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale into a flat back, halfway lift, hands on your shins. Exhale, plant your hands around your feet, step your left foot back behind you, left knee drops to the mat. Drop your hips forward, shine your chest forward. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes, step your right foot back, and we are in downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly let your knees, chest, and chin touch the mat, elbows in. Untuck your toes in baby cobra. Lift your chest off the mat, hands stay on, but you're not pushing into them. Exhale, tuck your toes. Push up through plank into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward between your hands. Drop your right knee to the mat. Chest shines forward, hands stay on the mat. Exhale, tuck your back toes, step into your left foot and bring your right foot up to the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up, slowly, controlled. Inhale, arms up to breathe. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Left knee drops to the mat. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, step back into plank. Slowly lower knees, chest, chin. And pull forward into cobra. Exhale, back down, tuck your toes, push up through plank, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, drop your right knee, shine your heart forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step up to the top, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Exhale. Inhale, arms rise above your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Do not drop your knee this time. Stay up. Inhale, lift. Crescent moon. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step your right foot back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Push forward into your toes, shoulders come forward. Lower down slowly. Inhale, lift into upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot comes between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands. Bring your right foot back up to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Mountain pose. Again, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, push forward into your toes, lower chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot to the mat, top of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to the top. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, that does it for our sun salutations. Let's mix it up a little more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Now drop your left heel down to the mat. Open up your hips towards me and bring your arms into a T. You are a strong warrior two. Look forward over your right arm. Find stillness, find strength, find power. Drop your left hand down to your thigh, maybe find a half bind. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky behind you, reverse warrior. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Exhale, reach forward, 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 over that knee. Bring the elbow to your right knee. Drop your left arm down in front of you and above, next to your left ear. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, drop your arm, lift that back heel, pivot forward. Exhale, hands to the mat. And step back into plank. Now from here, we're going to come into side plank. So drop your heels over to the right. Lift your left hand up towards the sky. Make sure your hips are not dropped, but they are lifting up as high as they can. Feet can be one in front of the other or on top. Maybe you lift one leg up towards the sky and come back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Drop your back heel to the mat. Keep your hips open. Knee stays pushed out to the side, not falling in. Find your strong warrior two. Breathe. Exhale, drop your back arm down. Reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Reach your left fingertips forward over that knee. Drop your elbow to the knee. Sweep your right hand down and over your head. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, drop your right hand forward. pick up that back heel. Exhale, hands to mat. Step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Exhale, downward dog. Look, come up onto your toes, look towards your hands. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We missed the plank. So we're going to step our left foot back, our right foot back. Drop your heels over to the left. Lift your right hand up towards the sky. Hips go high. Maybe you want to lift that top leg. And drop your leg, drop your hand. And now, downward dog. Let's try that again. Inhale, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Hands through heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk, step, or jump your hands to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Open up that hip. Remember those circles. Let's draw big circles again with your knee around your hip. Make sure to go both directions. Now bring that knee to your to your right elbow and extend back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, nose to knee. Pull in tight, can you do it? Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, nose to left elbow. Exhale, three-legged dog. And one last time, nose to knee. Step that foot down. Inhale the high lunge. Exhale the warrior two. Reverse warrior. And back up to warrior two. Reach forward. Now bring that hand to the mat. Right hand comes up to the sky. Find a bind here if you'd like. Release your hands if you found a bind. From here, rise back up into warrior two. Bring your right foot back forward a little bit. Shorten your stance. Straighten out your front leg. Hands to your hips. Find some mobility back and forth with your hips. Arms come up. Pivot your hips to or behind your head. And reach your left fingers forward, keeping that front leg straight before bending forward at your hips. Hand comes to the inside of that ankle. Right hand comes to the sky. You are between two panes of glass. You are not tilted forward. You are completely straight. Nice. Bring that right hand down, bend to your left knee. Now from here, hands onto your hips. Keep that leg straight, that front leg straight, both legs. And hinge at the hips. Both hips are facing forward. Exhale to your hands, find your leg. Maybe they touch the ground. Maybe you find your nose reaching towards your knee. Plant your right hand on the inside of that foot. Lift your left hand towards the sky, opening up your chest. Revolved triangle. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step your left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Reach your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend at your knee, open up that hip. Draw those big circles again. Three in each direction. All right, exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Can you touch? Exhale, three-legged dog. Now knee to right elbow. Inhale, leg up. And last time, knee to nose. Push that foot through. Inhale up to high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Drop that arm. Paint your right fingers across the sky. Inhale back up to warrior two. Reach forward, hand comes to the mat, left hand to the sky. Maybe you find a bind here if you did on the other side. Keep that chest open, don't fall forward and collapse. Exhale, hand back down to the mat if you were in a bind. Left hand towards the sky. Inhale back up towards warrior two. Shorten your stance. Straighten out both legs. Find that hip movement again. Tilt the hips towards your back leg. Hands come back up to a T. Reach forward. Stay in between two panes of glass. Right hand comes to the inside of the ankle. Left hand to the sky. Look up towards your hand if you can. Inhale, back up to stand. Pivot your hips forward, lift up that back heel. Both feet are flat on the ground. Both hips are facing forward, core is engaged. Hands on your hips, bend at your hips, over your knee. If you need a micro bend in that front knee, you may. Take your time here. Maybe your hands find the mat, maybe your nose finds your knee. Plant your left hand on the inside of that right foot. Lift your right arm up towards the sky. Revolve triangle. Both hands come down to the mat, framing your foot. Step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bring your knees to the mat wide, reaching for the edges of the mat. Sit back onto your heels. Child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. Hands reach forward. Forehead comes to the mat. Find rest here. Begin to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Come up through tabletop position. Sit back on your heels, knees closer together. Child's pose here. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, push up into downward facing dog. Walk, step, or jump towards the top of your mat. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, arms reach towards the sky. Micro back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Now step long ways onto your mat into a wide-legged stance. Hands are on your hips. We're gonna draw some hip circles here. Switch directions. Toes are pointing forward, heels are pointing backwards, so our feet are parallel towards each other. Hands are on your hips. Engage your core here. Stand up straight. And exhale, hinge at your hips, keeping your back straight and long, bringing your head towards the ground. Micro bends in your knees are okay here. Grab opposite elbows. Maybe your hands come behind your feet. And I like to shift my hips back and forth. Grab your right ankle with both hands and pull your nose towards that right knee. Walk your hands in a big circle forward and around to your left ankle. And pull your nose to your left knee. Find the center again. Now, you might want to widen your feet a little and bend into your right knee. Drop your butt towards your right heel. Lift your left toes off the ground. Flex your foot. Point to your toes. And straighten out that right knee. Bend into your left knee. Same on the other side. There's some lovely Switzerland people, Swiss people walking around early in the morning. And back and forth to your own breath as feels good for you. Maybe your bottom isn't coming to the ground so close. Do what feels right. Now walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Keep your legs wide, but pivot the heels backwards and the toes forward. Now you should have your right foot in front and toe heel that foot over behind your left wrist and drop your knee to the ground. Can you drop your back knee to the ground as well? Pigeon pose. So find length in your spine first, hands anchoring you into the ground, and make sure both of your hips are pointed forward. And if you're up a little higher, that's fine. If your knee is super bent, that's fine. Our goal might be to be making that shin more parallel to the top of our mat. So see if you can anchor both hip bones towards the ground equally. Leg up behind. Exhale, maybe you fold forward, nose to the ground. Walk your hands under your shoulders, coming back into an upright position. You can fall back onto your rear, keep your legs wide, and we're going to do our windshield wipers again, hands behind our hips, on the ground. And now we're going to pivot towards the back of our mat. So roll over onto your left hip and straighten your right leg out behind you. Maybe your knees are bent, but try to get that knee on the ground, the top of the thigh onto the ground. And again, anchor your hip bones towards the ground. Find length in your spine before folding forward. Walk your hands under your shoulders, coming back upright. You can fall back onto that front hip. And we're going to spin around, head towards the top of the mat, and lay down on our back. So slowly, slowly, slowly lower your body down to lying position. Bend your knees into your chest. Straighten them so your heels are high above your hips. Waterfall. Now bend your knees back down. Let your right foot come to the earth and flatten into a long leg. Keep that left knee bent. Pull it in towards your left armpit. Grab the outside of it with your right hand and twist yourself over. Keep both shoulders planted onto the ground for an upper body stretch, for an upper back stretch. For a lower back stretch, you can let your shoulder come off if it wants to. Maybe outstretch that left arm long. Look over towards your left arm. Inhale that knee back up to center. Squeeze your right knee into your chest as well. Nose to knees. Give your knees a kiss. And drop your left leg long. Twist your right knee over across your body. Right arm long to the side. Raise your knee back up to center. Pull both knees into your chest, nose to knees. And this time, as you lower your back and head back down to the ground, grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Happy baby. The soles of your feet reach towards the sky. Your knees are out towards your sides. You can rock back and forth. I don't know if you've ever seen a baby do this, but I have, and it's real, it's true. Happy babies do this. I like to straighten my legs, holding on to my toes. And bring your knees back in towards your chest. One last hug. And release to the ground, coming into your final Shavasana. Take up as much space as you'd like here. Legs are wide and limp, arms out to your sides. And feel the earth beneath you once more. Breathe out everything. There's nothing for you to do right now, but let your body take in all the information that it just performed. Begin to bring feeling back into your fingers and toes, wiggling them. Take a deep breath. Take your arms up overhead. Big stretch. And roll over onto one side, curling into fetal position. Let this be the death of an older version of you. Incubating a newer version of you. Ready to wake up and see the world clearly. Feel the love that is all around you. With your family, with your friends, with your pets. When you're ready, you can press into the ground with your hand and come up into a seated position. Breathing all the way. Bring your hands to prayer pose in front of your heart. Take a breath. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center. May the love, the light, and the darkness in me honors the love, the light, and the darkness in you. Namaste. Now go have a wonderful day.